Hey YouTube, welcome to Higher Math Solutions. This video tutorial will go over how to solve quadratic equations by completing the square. My example is 3x squared minus 18x minus 10 equal to 0. The number in front of x squared is our a. The number in front of x to the first is b. And your constant at the end is c. On step 1, we're going to add 10 to the other side because it's our constant. We have 3x squared minus 18x equal to positive 10. On step 2, you're going to need to divide every term by your leading coefficient, otherwise known as your a. In this case, it is 3. So 3x squared divided by 3 is x squared. Negative 18 divided by 3 is negative 6. And 10 divided by 3 is 10/3. On step 3, you're going to take the number in front of x to the first, and you're going to half it, then square it. The number in front of x to the first is negative 6. So negative 6 halved is negative 3. And then negative 3 squared is a positive 9. You're going to take positive 9 and you're going to add it to both sides of the equation. We have x squared minus 6x plus 9 equal to 10/3 plus 9. On the fourth step, you're going to combine 10/3 plus 9. So we have x squared minus 6x plus 9 equal to 10/3, and I'm going to change 9 to a fraction to have the same denominator of 3. So we have x squared minus 6x plus 9, and then 10/3 plus 27/3 is 37/3. On the fifth step, you're going to factor the left-hand side, and you will always get a perfect square when you do this. So you can always open up a parentheses with a square on it and put an x in the front. The number that goes here is the number that multiplies itself to get your 9 and adds to be the negative 6. That will be negative 3. Negative 3 squared is 9, and negative 3 plus negative 3 gives us the negative 6. So I will put a minus 3 in here, equals to 37/3. On your sixth step, you're going to take the square root of both sides. When you take the square root of the right-hand side, the square root and the square will cancel each other out, and you'll be left with just the x minus 3. And when you take the square root of the right-hand side, you will always put a plus or minus, and then the square root of your number. The square root of 37/3 will not reduce, but you always want to check to see if you can, so that way you will simplify it before you move on. And then our last step is you're going to add the constant over to the other side to isolate the x. In this case, I'm going to add 3 to both sides to get x equals plus or minus the square root of 37/3 plus 3. This gives me two answers. My first answer is a positive square root of 37/3 plus 3. And my second answer is x equals a negative square root of 37/3 plus 3. Thank you for watching Higher Math Solutions. If you find these tutorials helpful, please subscribe and see you next week.